Welcome to this tutorial about using dynamic forms in interactive notebooks within Encorta. For data scientists and analysts alike who are using Encorta on their day-to-day basis, they're likely using interactive notebooks through the materialized views to do some data discovery, data exploration, and analysis. And what you may not know as a data analyst or data scientist is that there's a better way to dynamically change your interactive notebooks based on types of variables that you'd like to bring into your notebook itself. Let's see an example in action. So first I'm going to start with a static notebook. And within this static notebook, I'm doing a few things. I'm reading in online store sales order header table from a physical schema within Encorta. I'm creating a temp view so I can query SQL against it. In this case, I'm aggregating the amount of orders or the order total for each day for the month of August in 2011. And you'll see that in my output. And then finally, I am bringing in those fields, setting them to X and Y data variables, and using that to plot a chart. So ultimately, I get a view of my daily sales for that month of August. So within Encorta, I have 3 different dates that I could be using at any point in time. I have order date, due date, and ship date. And maybe I want to move between those different date types just to see how this line chart behaves when I plot each of those into it. Now, in this case, I've written this entire script around order date. So if I were to go back and update order date to due date, I would have to effectively do a find and replace on order date with due date or ship date. And that amounts to 7 or 8 or even 9 different places within the script. And you'll see that this script is relatively simple. So this is where dynamic forms come in especially useful. Within dynamic forms, you can effectively set a list or a selection and use that to map into a variable. So in this case, selected column. We are creating a form that allows me to choose between order date, due date, and ship date. And what this paragraph is doing is effectively mapping in the selection value to a value to set to selected column. And from there, I've set everything equal to selected column through the rest of the script, right? It's selecting the selected column, where that selected column is between these 2 date periods. It's grouping by that selected column and ordering by that selected column. So you can see it actually goes all the way through to the end of my notebook. So let's go ahead and update it to something like ship date. First, I'm going to run this paragraph just to make sure that now selected column is set to ship date. I'm going to rerun this query. Now it's going to select ship date as a part of that query. You'll see that as a part of the output here. Go further down yet. We'll run our line chart here. And you'll see now the sales has been calculated based on ship date. So in this case, I've done a single selection form. There are other types of forms that you can do, something like a text input or a checklist. All of those are available for you to quickly update and dynamically influence your notebook.